Hi, I'm Brandon. I love the Chicken Sisters.
Hi, I'm Jax, and I like the Chicken Sisters.
I'm Dan, and I despise the Chicken Sisters, and this is a Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Wow.
Boy.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah.
If you're coming here for season 1, episode 1, stop.
Just freeze it.
Stop it. That's
Go back.
That's
You're
the
going to be
the
confused by the segments alone. You're going to be confused.
I know. You won't get
You're
it
gonna
because we're not going to do any explanations this one. So
No.
stop this one, go back and listen to the most
That's right.
recent episode, and that's the one. And now here we are.
Here we are.
It's great to be back here today. Double episode Friday to celebrate the launch of Chicken Sisters, the launch of
Hallmark Plus?
the launch of the Christmas schedule.
Maybe.
No, but it's great to be back here today for another episode. Jax, hi, how are you?
Hi, guys. It's been a minute, and it's so good to see you.
It is.
You
We
know-
had to wait all the way to Thursday for that next
I
one, but we all
know.
decided
That
we're
is
going to
good.
wear the same thing we were wearing.
Thank
we'll
you
come
for,
back, philo.tv/DTH.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I didn't even realize I was wearing the same thing.
Well, I didn't
happens
even
to the
really.
best of us.
I didn't realize the fact that you remember.
Yeah.
That was pretty
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway, it is great to be back here today talking Chicken Sister.
We're just going to talk about one this week. Which chicken sister
Just
we're
one.
going to talk about?
Maybe they will. I don't know.
mine.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys remember to a few minutes ago, if you're listening, we had the chicken of the week. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Not a few
Yes.
minutes. It was last episode.
Right, but the people probably maybe listened
It's
to
a
that
few
one.
They're
minutes
gonna
ago if
binge
you
it.
started this episode right after the
That's
last
right.
one.
I assume that's what most people are doing.
Okay.
It's a full binge.
It's a full binge.
situation.
Got it.
I don't know. Maybe it's Saturday. Happy Saturday. Maybe it's Sunday.
Yeah,
May the
maybe it
Lord
wasn't
be-
a few minutes ago is my point.
May the Lord bless you.
Keep you.
What do you got any Halloween plans, Jackson? Do you know what you're gonna be this year? You're gonna dress up?
I don't know what I'm going to be this year. Last year, I did a group costume with my sister and my brother-in-law and Alex and my niece, and we were two teams from Amazing Race, and my niece was the Travelocity gnome. I
wow.
can't tell if that's like very niche or if like people, if you watch it, you get it. If you know, you know. Do you guys do family costumes?
I have never
Well,
dressed.
I tried to get Dan to dress up, and I think I was successful.
No.
Dan's notorious for being like, I'm too cool for, and I know
That's
it's going to
not
shock
true.
a lot of
Okay.
people. It's going to shock a lot of
No,
people, but Dan's like, I'm too cool
no,
for Halloween. I don't
no,
dress up. Even if my
no.
kids
No.
begged me, I
No.
wouldn't dress up.
Okay.
We've had this conversation. Don't stop. Let me explain. And so we went.
I'm talking as soon as you're done. I'm just
We
letting
went
you know.
trick or treating together last year, and I helped with his costume.
No, that's not true. First of all, Jax, I wasn't allowed to go trick or treating as a kid, and so I've never dressed up for trick or treating in my life.
Because of religious reasons?
Yes. Now,
Yes.
you know,
occult.
demons, witches, you know,
Yeah,
obviously
I totally get
you
it.
dress up like one. The Bible says you're going straight to hell, and I think that's as clear as it can be.
Or you can be
And
like,
so-
like we did in Catholic school and dress as a saint.
So we did Reformation Day, where we
All
would
right,
go and dress up like, I guess, I don't remember, by character. I don't know, Martin Luther. I don't know. We had
Paul?
Paul, yeah, the apostle.
Yeah.
So I've never dressed up
John
for Halloween.
Baptizer?
Like I've never dressed up like that for Halloween. I'm not opposed to dressing up. I just, if I'm walking around the neighborhood with my kids, this is about them. It's not about me. I don't need to get dressed up. Our kids, our 4 boys together were the 4 Ninja Turtles last year.
Oh, too cute.
Bran got some sort of like Ninja Turtles thing, put it on my chest
was a shell. It was a
with
Velcro
one
shell.
hand and took a selfie with the other and said, "Look, Dan dressed up." I didn't wear it after that. That was it. I will say this year my kid has begged me to dress up. And I was on board with it. And then he decided, we make them decide by the first week of September what they're going to be. Because if you don't, kids just change their mind over and over again.
That's right.
So my kid decided.
I'd hate for kids to be kids, you know, and that's the worst thing about them.
No, October 20th comes around and they're still deciding their outfit and you can't find it. That's a nightmare. If a kid decides he wants to be something different on October 22nd and all the Spider-Man outfits are sold out, you're in trouble.
I just want to say to all the kids out there, I think that you should be whatever you want to be.
Yeah,
And whatever
of
you
course.
put your mind to, be it the first week of September or ever,
Yeah.
it's never too late
Great.
to get started.
Awesome. We get it. You're a kid. We understand. My kid decided at the last minute he was going to be Bane from Batman.
Oh my gosh.
He's going to
I don't
be,
think we're going to trick or treat together.
he's going to be Bane from Batman. So his outfit's already in. The whole mask, the whole thing. He's very, very excited about it. And then the other kid decided on Wolverine. And so I don't really have a place in that. Now that it's not themed.
That's interesting because Grizz last night said he wants to be Wolverine. Well, first he said Deadpool. We're like, you sure about that?
I've told my kids no Deadpool.
Yeah.
I've told them no Deadpool.
Deadpool's very big with the kids
it's
right now.
so tough, man.
And we're like,
it's
hey,
so
guys.
hard. And my reasoning was very much how he treats his friends is
That's
is
exactly
unkind
right.
and not compassionate.
Wolverine,
Wait,
though,
I'm
who
so
That's right.
I'm so I'm so sorry. I don't really know Deadpool. So wait, he's not a nice guy?
Oh, just go watch the first 20 minutes
Yeah.
of the first Deadpool, and you'll
Okay.
realize why we don't want our 8-year-olds. And I like Brand knows this. I can't believe I'm saying this on the pod, but like I don't do a cuss words or bad thing with my kids. I don't do it.
Right.
I think it's ridiculous and I think it's dumb. And we talk about language, not in what you say, but how you say it and why you're saying it and are you being compassionate. That's how I parent my
love that.
kids. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Until teachers at school are like, your kid said this. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, they expect me to react a certain way and I don't. Having said that, so my thing with Deadpool is not that he uses 4-letter words. It's he's not being compassionate or kind. Whereas Wolverine, we're on board with. I don't know.
Wolverine.
I don't know
I love
You get listen. You know what's going to happen on Halloween if you let your 7, 6, 5-year-old
gosh.
kid be Deadpool. You're going to get side eyes from all the neighbors. Going to be like,
Yeah.
you guys watching Deadpool?
Yeah.
No, we're not.
We're not
because
watching
For
Deadpool.
some reason,
Yes.
all the kids love Deadpool, and I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, it's a no. It's a no. My kids can't watch it till they're adults. That's basically what I told them.
until they're 18.
Well, I don't. Probably 16. I mean, go watch the first 20 minutes, Jax. I wouldn't let my
I'll know.
15-year-old right now. I mean, I'm sure. Who knows? Who knows what it'll be like in 7 years? Maybe I'll be like, heck, let's watch it. I don't know. But
Do you think
right-
I'm ready for it?
right now.
After
I don't think you're ready.
I don't think you're
after the
what you
first 4
said
minutes of the Chicken Sisters
last week. I don't think you're ready for it. But my kids are Bane and Wolverine. There's no theme for me here. Last year they were like, you should be Splinter, and I was like, no. But then they didn't care because they had 4
Why'd you
Ninja
say
Turtles.
no?
Because I was just like, nah, you guys have fun. I don't want to. I'm not here to be the show. I want my kids to be the show.
It's not about that.
I
They-
love,
they- they
Dan,
want you to
I
dress-
love,
It's like,
I love in the, wait a second. I love in the world of Dan's inflated ego that he thinks he can steal the show from
That's
like
right.
2 of the
That's
cutest
right.
kids I've ever seen in my
Dan
entire
runs
life.
around the neighborhood,
You haven't got a
taking
prayer.
Pictures of Dan. Like, look at this guy. He's so cute. Oh, I didn't even notice he had kids.
Can't
Whatever
win.
to them.
Can't win.
There's
I
that
can't
big
win.
giant
If
man.
I-
He's
if
dressed
I-
like
no,
a rat.
if
There's
I-
no danger in that, Dan.
If I lean in and do a character, Brand's going to do the opposite version of this bit. You know it. I
think
know it.
it's
We
all
both know
about
it.
you.
It isn't.
That's true.
That's my
he
whole
will.
point.
It's all about you
You're right,
one way or
you're
the
right.
other. It's all about you
Sheesh.
one way or the other.
You guys are unbelievable. Just over here trying to, for religious reasons, don't want to dress up for Halloween.
You're trying to honor your mom and dad by not dressing
yeah,
up.
Yeah. But my kids.
I know
can be
we're giving you a
Deadpool.
tough time.
Yeah.
Well, they're honoring.
sorry, Dan.
They're honoring you.
That's right.
Then
Yes.
that's fine.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you
of course.
have
That's
to
right.
respect your
Fair.
parents' wishes.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
Let's talk Chicken Sisters. I think we've done this.
Great. That's a great segue. Really good. This is really good stuff.
It's a Halloween episode.
Yeah.
Apparently, about early.
Yeah.
Chicken Sisters season 1, episode 2.
September
It's
13th somewhere.
called-
It's Friday the 13th. It's Friday
Yeah,
the
you're
13th
right.
today. So
That's
yeah.
pretty spooky. That's true. Do you get into all that, Jax? You get into all
Wait,
that?
wait.
Do you get into
Do you
all
get
that?
into all that? Like Friday
We
the
can
13th?
Friday the
take
Do you like-
13th?
Do you get into all
Yeah,
that?
you
I
like
am going
salt
to
and-
I am going to a magic show tonight for Friday the 13th.
What do you mean?
It's like spooky, you know,
But it's a magician?
but it's a magician, so it's as spooky as I
Is
like
this
to
a
get.
friend? Is this a friend? Are you
So
supporting
you
a
said
friend?
we'll go to your show.
You're
to
supporting
make
a
sure
friend,
there's
aren't
people
you?
there. Yeah.
It's a friend.
You got my number. You understand.
That's right. Yeah.
You get what I do. It's a bringer show for magicians.
Yeah.
That's right. And they don't get any money, but they get a cut of the
No.
bar. This is
That's
we know
right.
exactly what's
You
going
get it.
on.
And that's tough
You
because
know
you're
what's
not
up.
You're
drinking.
going to order a bunch of drinks and,
And you're not
pour
gonna
them out.
drink 'em.
Just that you could have given them the full amount, but then they wouldn't feel like they'd earned it. This is exactly
Exactly.
what Jax is doing. She orders $100 worth of drinks. She throws out. They get $20 out of that. Instead, she could have handed them $100. Not going to do it.
I feel so seen.
That's why we love you. Season
Hey,
1.
we had the most boring, not the most boring, The most embarrassing episode, live show in Deck the Hallmark history is in Brooklyn, New York. And one of the handful of people that was there was Jax's sister, probably for the same reason. Probably because she just wanted to support us and be kind.
We're magicians.
Yeah, we're magicians.
She had a great time, and I was so jealous that I wasn't in town then. And honestly, if you guys did that show now, it would be packed to the gills.
Well,
Is that phrase packed to
You
the
were
gills?
there, just Hallmark didn't let you come.
This is like, you know how you say off-Broadway?
under
We
the
said,
thumb of big business.
we played at the Bell House Bar. That's what we did, the Bell House Bar in Brooklyn.
brought
is
us
what-
out to the lobby.
That's
They
right.
said,
Out in the lobby is what
will
happened
be
there.
less
And then I can just cut to 2 days before Jackson Cass talk. And she's like, Cass, can you take this one? Can you just take the bullet here? I just can't possibly.
I think
I can't do this.
I gotta go to a magic show.
I'll give you money for the drinks.
It'll be better. It's called. What's episode 2 called?
Fry them up.
Okay.
So
Jax,
fry
what's it
them
called?
up. The follow-up one.
Slurpee time.
Slurpee time.
That would have been a good one because she does drink a Slurpee in this. It's called I Walked the Line.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay. Like a Johnny Cash.
don't like
reference?
Because you're mine.
Oh,
I
because of the
walked the
cop.
line.
The there's a cop in this one.
Yeah.
September 12th, 2024, and it went a little something like this. We find out that there's a difference between a Franny's girl and a Mimi's girl. Franny's girls, they're what I would say is fancy pants. They're fancy pants.
Fancy pants.
Goody goods, all that good stuff. And then there's Mimi girls, and I think we'd all be Mimi's girls. I like to think I know the three of us, and I think if push came to shove, we'd be Mimi's girls. And let's just say they're not so fancy. You know what? They don't care about the fancy. They just care about the good time. You know what I mean? Cut back to present day, and May convinces Sabrina to push shooting a day so that she can make sure that that Mimi's, the restaurant, is up to snuff and can tell the family that she's like there to help them all be ready for the camera. She's going to do a little training day, make sure that they're camera ready. She tells her mom that she's staying at the inn instead of staying at her house. Apparently, there's a bit of trauma in her past in regards to her mom's hoarding. We don't get
That's right.
We don't get much about that now, but we do get a flashback to the hoarding. I don't know if she still hoards. We don't know. She is shocked to find out that her childhood best friend Kenneth runs the inn now, and they haven't talked since she left town way back when. So while she's reconnecting with Kenneth, Amanda is talking to Sabrina and trying to make sure that just because Sabrina and May know each other and have a past doesn't mean that they're going to get favoritism from Sabrina. And Sabrina's like, all I hear right now is drama, which means good TV. So she records the whole thing. Sabrina spends the day with Amanda trying to convince them that they are close. So the next day, May comes in and tries to convince the family to, 1, be civil on the show, and 2, whatever you do, don't let that snake Sabrina manipulate you. She's going to try to act like you guys are best friends, but you're not best friends. She's just in it for good TV. But, Amanda definitely has been manipulated, and she did tell Sabrina about this job at Donkey's when she first moved
Sounds like
out of town.
a restaurant from Deck the Hallmark.
At Donkey's.
At Donkey's.
It's Donkey. And it's a Shrek-themed restaurant.
Oh, but it's called Donkeys.
It's called Donkeys. Donkeys only. I don't hate that, first of all. I don't really
write it
know
down.
what to do
Write
with
it down.
but we'll buy Moretti's. She is like, she tells Sabrina, and then she realizes she made a mistake. And that's something that May didn't want anybody to know, much less Sabrina, that she had this embarrassing job at Donkey's. Sabrina's daughter and Amanda's daughter, they are hanging out because they're the only good kids in town, I guess. And Sabrina, I don't know, she wants to get some alcohol. She wants to get turned, as the kids say.
They've said it for years now.
And
a decade. They're not kids anymore.
oh, okay.
Those kids are now adults.
Can I ask you this question real quick for me, buddy? Turn down for what?
Bam, 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 bam.
Turn down for what? That's all we're trying to say.
I don't know why kids don't love our podcast.
They
I don't know why
must.
they don't roll
They
their
must.
I mean,
They must.
yeah, they must.
They must.
They must.
They must.
They're
love
the
us.
future.
But don't watch Deadpool, kids.
Don't
okay?
do it.
Don't do it.
Listen to our podcast
That's right.
instead.
It's safer. It's cleaner. It's safe for the whole family. Little ears.
Earmuffs.
Anyway, they get caught buying some alcohol. The cops come, and so Amanda gets a call. Naturally, Sergio's there, and gives her a ride. And the tension's heavy.
Buckles her seatbelt, if you know what I mean.
That's exactly right.
Ooh,
May and
boy,
Kenneth
howdy.
are hanging out. They're drinking, maybe a little bit too much, painting the walls. Things got out of hand. She says a little bit of a hurtful thing to Kenneth. He leaves. She keeps working. She keeps drinking until she gets a text from Sabrina saying, hey, I knew about donkeys. And she freaks out. She tries to play it cool, but she just sends ha, 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 ha back. And Sabrina's like, oh, she's freaking out. And she is freaking out. Because when Sergio and Amanda drive back, they drive by Mimi's. And a big part of Amanda's life and something that she has with her mom is that she painted the sign way back when, before the little split. And the sign is still there, the painting that she painted of Chicken of the Week. And so they go by and they see that the sign has been painted over, it's been vandalized, and a big M has been put on it. Clearly, it was May. May's mad at Amanda for telling Sabrina about Donkey. And that, my friends, was
The Chicken Sisters, Season 1, Episode 2, I Walk the Line. We did it.
We did do it. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll break this episode down here on Deck the Hallmark. What is
the
going
bleep
on
is
out
going
there?
on? Jax, are you
Can
in
you hear
trouble?
anything? Oh my gosh, wait. I guess I'm just a city girl that I
you're a
don't
city
even
girl.
hear it
You
don't
anymore.
even hear
It's
it.
just like white
It sounds
noise
like it's
to me.
getting out of hand out there.
Wait,
It's not.
so you can actually hear it?
Let's be quiet for a second. Okay. It's
Now
gone.
nothing.
It's gone.
Now nothing.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was about that moment, but let's talk Chicken Sisters, Season 1, Episode 2. I Walked the Line. Let's walk our way into the hot take segment.
Nicely done.
And we're going to start with Jax. Jax, what'd you think of Season 1, Episode 2 of the Chicken Sisters?
I am all in on this show. It is such a good time. I don't think you mentioned it in your synopsis, Brand, but you did an amazing job with it, so this isn't a critique.
Good save.
But Cardi Wong and Wendy Malick hooking up.
Yeah. It seems that way.
It is fire. I am like, yes, girl, yes, get it. Or, oh wait, I thought you guys were gonna be like, oh yeah, of course. You don't think that's incredibly sexy?
I love the idea that she's having an affair with a young dude and that she's trying to keep it
It's
secret.
not an affair.
Not an affair. I'm sorry. She's having
They're
a tryst.
just two adults.
Yes, that's
tryst.
right. Yes, a tryst. I just thought it was like, I don't know. Cardi Wong just didn't read that for me. But you know, I was surprised is all.
I've been kind of thirsty for Cardi Wong since like 2019. So I was glad to see
You and
Wendy
Alonzo
Malick
Duralde.
getting it.
Alonzo Duralde tells us all the time Cardi Wong should have his own movie regularly.
100%. I think he's such a good actor. I think he's so handsome and charismatic.
Yep.
Love him.
Yep.
I was digging that. I love Kenneth. I think that it's very interesting to get to see May and Kenneth explore their relationship after having been not talking for a few years. We'll get more into that later. And then, my gosh, I mean, Bran, you said it, but you know, that seatbelt moment. It reminded me of It reminded me of when Nathan closed the window behind Elizabeth, and you're like, this is more sexual than actual intercourse.
Just to paint the picture, this is one of these old pickup trucks that doesn't have a shoulder belt. It's a lap belt. So when he reaches over there, he's not reaching up here. He reaches across her and buckles her lap belt, which pretty sure is just against the law, but nobody cares because, oh my gosh, that scene is wild.
That scene is wild.
Unbelievable.
And they're like breathing into it. Like, it's not even just like,
yeah.
oh, like, let me adjust this for you. They're like, It's so upsetting, but wonderful and sexy. I don't know. A lot of
We
things are
said the
happening.
show is for little ears, but I'm not sure
The
anymore.
seatbelt can be tricky. Okay.
You got to get that buckle just right.
And buckled. And
Are you good and buckled?
good buckle.
Are you good at buckle?
It was out of hand. It was
my
out of
gosh.
hand. I'm gonna try to walk out a. I'm walking it out. I'm gonna walk out.
Think about it.
I'm gonna walk out an analogy here, and we're gonna see how it goes. I felt like the first episode. Let's say your boy Bray was a little piece of chicken, and
You like a wing, a thigh, a breast? What
I
are you?
was a leg, and I was a chicken leg, and the first episode, I was having a good time. I was rolling around in the breading, and I'm like, this is nice. This is wonderful. And if that was episode 1, I felt like episode 2 put me right there in the old boiling
in the fryer. Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, this is great. I am now a full chicken head. I love this show. Chicken leg. I am now a fully fried chicken leg. And that means
There's
that
no
I'm
going back.
that I'm a fan of this show. I think it's wonderful, and I'm 2 episodes in. I can't wait to see what happens in episode 3. There's just so much about this show. All the characters, the actors are crushing these characters. They feel lived in. It feels real, and boy howdy, I'm all about it. I'm all about it. This takes me back to season 1 of the Way Home days, back where life was
now you're
life was
crazy.
nice. I think it's right up there. I think it's really
Brand,
good.
you're a member.
I think it's right up there. I think it's really good. You can do whatever you want to. You can huff and puff like your kid's asking you to put on a costume. But I like it. I think it's real good, and I'm having a good time. Dano?
Yeah, episode 2 didn't work for me as well as episode 1.
You hopped out of the fryer. You hopped out of it.
I liked the tone of episode 1. Like, hey, this isn't Hallmark. And I like the soapy tone, the lighthearted, but it's soapy. Who could be possibly sleeping with who? We're throwing some language at you. And this episode was sexier, but it also throws some really deep trauma that we're going to have to unpack. And I don't feel like, for me, it fit what I thought the show's best version was. Like, for instance, hoarders, like that's a mental illness that requires treatment and like help and consistency and a new routine and medication, therapy. Do you think Wendy Malick's had any of that? No, but is she a fully functioning adult who isn't really a hoarder that much anymore? Yes. And so I would have been much happier had the incidents of disagreement been a lot more surface level, like not the hurt. Like you can be hurt because your daughter went and married the rival chicken restaurant's son, and that's a deep hurt, but it's not a deep trauma. Like, and then that's not the only one. Like there's some others you can see that are bubbling up, and I'm not confident this show can have both. I don't think it can have a fun, happy, like pulpy, soapy, fun time, and also manage the weight of deep trauma. And so wasn't as soon as we got the hoarder flashback, I became a lot less interested, unfortunately, because I was worried about the scenes that we were that was a check written that scenes later is going to have to cash. And I don't know if it's going to be able to do that. Am I off board completely? No, but I didn't enjoy it as much as the premiere episode, unfortunately.
You're not. You jumped out of the oil, and now you're. Just,
I was never in the oil.
Well, they were starting
Yeah.
to be put in there, and then you jumped out of the person's hand, and you said, "I'm not ready to be baked yet.
In
I'm
this,
not
in
ready
this
to be baked
analogy, people are frying live chickens.
Yeah, I jumped out of the oil. They're not lobsters, Brand.
That's right.
yet." Yeah, I know it's gonna break down at some point.
Yeah, it's going to break down at some point, and the point is now. That's where
Figure it out, but
That's exactly right.
Dan, I think that's a really good point because it's one that I haven't thought of, but I see where you're going with it. And also, we have enough about Wendy Malick's character that like she's a little emotionally disconnected and all that stuff that we could make that work and have a little bit more depth without actually having this hoarding and really opening that can of worms that I'm not sure if they can really handle it with the care. it deserves.
I think, and I hate for us to get too deep here on Chicken Sisters episode 2, Walk the Line, after we've already done whatever we've done so far. But the reality is that, as especially people get older, little things that aren't unhandled become big things. It's not the reverse.
Yes.
Big trauma and big hoarding when you're in your 30s and 40s don't become little tiny problems when you're in your 60s and 70s. It's the reverse. It's, I didn't treat my kid well and I've regretted it. Instead of saying sorry and doing the right thing, now I've made it this big thing. Why don't we deal with that? Like, those are great things to unpack. Those are great things to deal with that people might be able to see and recognize in their own life. Instead, people are watching the Chicken Sisters at home and going, man, my whomever is a hoarder, and that is not how that works.
Yeah.
So I feel like you just trust your characters. Wendy Malick, she's in the Father Christmas series and has some issues in that series. She can play this. She can do this.
Yeah.
She's more than capable. And so it just felt like something we didn't need. And I feel like that's going to be more the tenor of the show. So I'm not out, but I'm certainly not as in as I was after week 1.
We all have brought our deepest trauma, though. We're going to share it right now.
Yeah. Mine is Bran making fun of me for not wanting to dress up for Halloween. And people say that I bully him, but it's a constant around the office. He throws things at me. It's a tough working environment. If I could go anywhere else, I would. But I'm stuck here.
Can't. The contract's
50-50. There's nothing I can do. I am just here. I'm beholden to Bran's bullying. Yeah. Nothing I can do.
Okay.
Are we all sharing our trauma?
No.
Well, nobody's going to
mean,
talk
oh,
about
okay.
Now. Yeah. You can now.
I have it on deck for if we need to.
Good.
Yes, but to be clear, I do think Wendy Malick could carry it as an actor. I just don't think that the show is going to feel like they have time to deal with it in a proper way.
Agree.
Let's get to all the feels. We're talking about what in this episode gave us feels. Jax.
Kenneth. Oh, I have such big feels for Kenneth.
Okay.
When the way he handles May not knowing that his mom died, and then when she handles that really well. Like, I think both the actress and the character of I'm so sorry and having a reckoning with that. But then she makes me so mad when she, insults him by saying nothing good has ever come out of this town. And he has boundaries with her. He's probably also in therapy. He says, that, my dear, is my cue to leave. And he leaves her standing there. And then she has the nerve to be like, yeah, be that way. It's like, yeah, girl, he is going to be that way because you're heinous right now. And I want to slap you across the face.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
So those are my feels for that. And also sexy feels.
Of course.
Sorry, go ahead.
I do think that they're doing a great job of creating some flawed protagonists for us, which is really, really wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep. I obviously the seatbelt scene was.
Come on,
it was out of bounds.
Yeah.
So
out of bounds.
Bring it up. The scene when she gets the donkey text and replies to it, and she says the ha ha ha, and she says it for a really long time. Enough to where it makes the viewer uncomfortable. Dan, you and I both saw Blink twice in theaters, and I told you before you saw it, there's a scene where Channing Tatum's really going to do something, and it's going to go on for too long, and then you're going to be like, wow, he really went for it. That was the equivalent of that in this show.
It's the Chicken Sisters equivalent.
It's the
I saw Chicken Sisters equivalent live.
Really good.
Oh, my
really
God.
good. I think the show went on a little too long, but what can you do? It's just enough of her saying ha to where you think it goes on too long to showcase the discomfort that she has in that moment as well. I thought she performed it great, and it was excellent. Dana?
So my feels is Rukia Bernard. I know we talked about her in the first episode, but I want to be very clear. She's not listed on IMDb in the cast. I looked during both episodes. Maybe they've updated it by the time this episode is aired. She's not in there anywhere. And so when I saw her the first time, I was like, man, because she's in Yellow Jackets. She's great in Yellow Jackets. I was like, okay, maybe they got her and they just got her for a day or two and that's it. It's very evident that Rukia Bernard's a big part of this television program. And she's great. You can tell she's going to stir stuff up. I love, what's the other thing I love about that character is she's brought her daughter with her. They have their own problems, but they're also in a southern town for the first time where Hallmark for once has done a good job in making that fish out of water, especially for people of color, feel exactly how it's supposed to feel. Because Southern towns would like to tell you that they're very welcoming, and they probably think that they are, but the impact and the intent are different. Southern towns think that they're welcoming because everyone looks the same. Someone new comes to town, and their version of welcoming is sometimes just like smiling and nodding and not know what to say. And so the idea of that conversation of, do you guys have a bodega? And it's like, if you had asked me at 15, if you'd asked me at 25 what a bodega was, I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. A bodega, get out of here. We can go down to the store. We can go, we can, like, that is not how that would work. And so not only is Rukia Bernard just on point and a very important part of what makes this show go, but also they're doing the Southern town experience right. Even the folks that are nice, I think, have some things to learn. And so I really, really have appreciated that.
Let's take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll get to the Wait What and the chicken fried segment of the show here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking Chicken Sisters. Season 1, Episode 2. Let's get to the Wait What. So we talk about what in this episode made us go, wait, what? Jax, anything?
I do. Fran, you cracked me up. I have two things. I've often said that Gen Z is the greatest generation. I don't know if I've said it on this podcast, but I've said it in my life.
I think the
greatest generation would like a word with you.
Yeah, you were in the trenches, Jax. There's trench
the
foot.
new greatest generation of these activists.
It's like off-Broadway.
Gen Z's in the trenches of social media, though. It's a different.
The greatest generation. The greatest generation Z.
They are incredibly open-minded, kind-hearted.
Hey, can I do a quick time out? I'm sorry to interrupt you because that's what we've done this whole time, Jax. But I just want to say that I agree with you 100% because they have empathy that I never had growing up, and I think they will change the world. Go.
Oh my God. Yes, exactly. They're so empathetic. I'm
still going to go with the veterans, and I want that on the record.
I do love the veterans. I do love the veterans. Thank you for your service.
But you're no Gen Z. I'm going to be very clear.
But you're no Gen Z. And this does get on my nerves when I watch programs because I am not a parent, but I do coach a lot of kids who are in that age range. And most of the kids, all of the kids I know are really smart and loving and kind. And maybe they're not that way to their parents, but I actually think that by and large they are. And I don't like the sullen teen thing. I don't like that vibe. Do I think these two actors are doing a really good job? Yes. Like I'm liking that we're having these teenagers on the show, but I want to see more nuance and to me more truth from these moments with these teens. And then my second thing is that I understand that May and Kenneth fell out of contact and is mostly on her. It was her fault and she admits that. The fact that she didn't know that his mom died is suspect to me because I think that her mom might have told her, she might have seen it on social, and the apology should have been like, I'm sorry I didn't come back for the funeral. And he's like, oh, I got your flowers or whatever. Like, I just think her not knowing that was completely bonkers to me and unbelievable.
That's a great wait what, because the idea, she isn't Gen Z, she's millennial, and she would know if her best friend from high school's mom died. Get out of here. Absolutely.
Get out of here. 100%. Yeah.
I have two as well. One guy, the seatbelt. Again, I don't want to keep harping on it. That thing wasn't broken. This guy's up to no good. There's shady doings going on here. And if it is broken, there's no way that the best course of action is to reach over somebody and be like, I know the special trick to the seatbelt. Shady doings, Sergio.
Fun fact: you can't make a lap belt more unsafe.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Chop someone in half more?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't like. It's not either you buckle it or don't buckle it. Like you're not going to make it more unsafe.
Yeah. My other one is this camera guy always has his camera on him, which is super convenient. But
that's how you know he's camera guy.
That's how you know he's camera guy. But there is a scene where camera guy has his camera after it's nighttime, has his camera on the bar as he's drinking, with all of the footage ready to go. This guy's reckless because this guy's out here one spill and everything they've shot. I mean, hopefully there's a backup, but this guy just has his camera up there just in case somebody wants to take a look at the footage that they shot today. It's reckless. It's out of control. This guy needs to get a case, get something. I don't know. Dano?
Frank Jr. is trying to make a name for himself on this television program, and he's very proud of this thing he built that is a keg inside a freezer. And I guess I need to tell everyone that beer freezes. Like, you can't do that. Like, if it's a high gravity beer, it won't freeze. But if you put just like a Bud Light keg in a freezer, it would freeze. Like, not drinkable, like solid instead of liquid. What? No. The whole idea is to get it as close to freezing as you can.
Maybe that's the invention, though. He invented a way for it not to freeze.
But he said it's in a freezer.
I know, but that's the invention.
You can't do that. Like, but they highlight it. You think the invention is you put the keg in the freezer and it doesn't freeze?
That's exactly right.
Now I'm listening.
That's the invention.
I'm in for this because I want the beer as cold as absolutely humanly possible.
We've done a lot of poo-pooing on Frank June, and
if he invented that, I said he was stupid last week. I'll stand corrected.
Maybe give him
some
credit here.
He's not. So the two daughters talk, and one of them's like, "You got a bodega?" And she's like, "What's a bodega?" And she's like, "We can go to the grab and go." So now I'm completely on board with both of these characters. One's like, do you have a bodega? Because in New York City, it is like all of these places that are open all the time that kind of sell a grab bag of everything. I mean, you can, depending on the store you walk in New York City, you can get an Italian sub and a Diet Coke and a homemade, maybe a homemade dessert, all at 3 in the morning.
And a DVD that somebody ripped of a movie.
That's
that
right.
hasn't come
I
out
mean,
yet.
I remember how excited Panda was when we went to New York City for the first time when we did Good Morning America. We right across from ABC, we were at the Manhattan Hotel, and right by there was a little bodega or whatever you want to call it. And we went in, and he got an Italian sub, and he was like, "This is one of the best sandwiches I've ever tasted." and it was just like. Just the idea that you can do that anytime. Now, we have ours, obviously, rest in peace. We have gas stations here that do that because people drive a lot more than they do in New York. And so the QT, the Spinks, those are where you go and you just add a gas station to what you think of, and they are competing. They get bigger and bigger. Right. They're like, we got barbecue, we got wings, we got blah, blah, blah. They compete. They try to have as much food as possible. All that checks out. They stop at a place called the Shop and Leave. No, that's Canada. That's Canada.
That's
we were
Canada's
doing so
version
well.
of the grab and go.
Bodega, New York, yes. Grab and go south, yes. Shop and leave, not shop in leave, not shop in apostrophe leave.
Like it would be in the South.
Do you want to go to the shop and leave? No, because we're not in the South anymore. We're in some weird world that doesn't exist. The shop and leave. Come on, guys.
But also, if this town is as small as I think it is, she would have just called it, the shop and leave.
The shop, she
wouldn't
exactly.
have said
There's
the grab
one
and
of them.
go, because there is no grab and go. It's a shop and leave.
In our little town of Lyman, South Carolina, it was the Pantry.
Yeah.
The Pantry was a BP gas station that also had stuff. You want to run down the Pantry? You would not say the shop and we've not. In the South,
were they trying to hearken to the come and go?
Maybe they were, but that's a weird way. You're giving them a lot of credit there.
That's true.
I just think growing up, I don't remember ever saying "and" with all three letters. I never remember pronouncing all three of those letters. The shop and leave is a wild thing to say. And then I do need to point this out. I wrote this down. Can you help me? Because I don't remember this at all.
Sure, let's find out.
This line was said, all my friends are at a festival that used to be a TV hospital.
That's what Sabrina's daughter says to her.
Okay.
And that's how they end up going to the stop and go.
Is all my friends are at at a festival that used to be a TV hospital?
I don't know what she's talking about.
I
don't know if it's like a fire festival too or something. But is that something?
That's I don't know.
It felt like something that I should know but don't, or the person who wrote it doesn't know. Like I can't tell who's not in the know.
That's right. I felt like I should know something I didn't know there.
It felt like a nod to all of these crazy festivals nowadays where, like, if you're rich, it's, you get to live a totally different way of doing the festival.
It used to be a TV hospital.
It used to be a TV hospital. I don't know what that means, but I don't know. I'm trying my best over here.
You're trying your best.
It's time for Chicken Fried. It's where we talk about something maybe that's scaring us or your chicken, or something that's maybe exciting us and we're ready to be fried. It's clear as crystal, and the rules are set. Jax.
I am a chicken about Frank, and let me tell you why.
Fair. You're a chicken.
I'm a chicken. I thought like we thought in the beginning, he's dumb, he's annoying, whatever, all that. The way I'm almost feeling emotional about this.
gosh.
The way he treated his mom in this episode and said to her, I mean, Leah Thompson's performance broke my heart. But then when she got to see her shine on screen, and we all know that she hasn't been able to, she was always the woman behind the man and wasn't able to, speak how she really felt. And the fact that he tells her that she's embarrassing, he went from being like clueless and I think he's redeemable to like, you are a trash human being. Not only do you treat your wife like crap, but you treat your mom even worse, and you can get the heck out. I am done with you, Frank Jr. I don't want to see your face on my screen. I wouldn't be sad if your character died.
Wow. Classic.
I wish the actor well, and he's doing a good job.
That's why how you get feelings that strong is the actor's doing a good job.
He's doing a great job.
Classic chicken situation there.
Yeah. Well, listen. You mentioned and the lack of safety that a lap only seatbelt holds, and now I'm a chicken. Now I'm scared for everybody. If this is going to become a thing, and they are going to be riding in his truck on a regular basis, I don't want
get a shoulder belt.
Get a shoulder belt. Yeah. Or just like, I'm concerned. I'm concerned about her safety, and I don't know if that's going to be a part of the show. Maybe they get in a car accident. Maybe they're having an affair. They get in a car accident, and she gets cut in half, and that's how Frank Jr. finds out. I don't know. Anything's on the board though for this show.
Anything is on the board.
No rules matter, and so I'm scared now.
Anything's on the board.
Anything's on the board.
On the table, you mean?
No.
On the board.
Well, we're playing a board game.
We're playing on the board. Look at this. Is a big board.
It is
right
on the
there.
table.
Yeah, of course.
It's on the table, but it's
on the
board.
board.
Yeah,
Yes, of
board
course.
on top of the table first.
Anything's on the board.
It's on the. If it's on the
right.
board, it's then also on the table.
I can say unequivocally, because now we've seen the fried chicken at both restaurants, that Mimi's fried chicken looks so much better than Franny's fried chicken. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but the Mimi's fried chicken looks like fried chicken I would eat. The Franny's fried chicken looks like frozen fake fried chicken.
It's hogwash.
So I'm going Mimi's this week. That's the way I'm leaning. I'm going
That's
Mimi's
two
this
Mimi's.
week. Two Mimi's in a row.
I don't think you're ever going to be Franny's.
You
You're a
can win
Mimi's
me over.
boy.
I don't know. You can win me over.
You're a Mimi's boy.
Yeah.
It's time for Chicken of the Week. It's where we get an email from somebody who is submitting a chicken that they would like to be spotlit on the show. Who do we have this week?
We have Serenade. It's Serenade, but there's a parentheses that says nod, like nod your head afterwards. Serenade is what it is.
And stats?
Yeah, Serenade is a mother hen. So first mother hen in Chicken of the Week. Yeah, mother hen, 7 pounds, queen of the coop. I don't know what that means. Queen of the coop, mother hen, 7 pounds, queen of the coop.
That's right now.
Who is this?
Hello there. How are you?
Is this a farmer?
I'm a farmer. A farmer. Yes, sir. I am.
Okay. I think you're from every region of the country at once.
I got a little bit of something everywhere, and there you go now. I want to
You're
let you know
from
this.
England,
I wanna
America,
let you know this.
south, north, east, west.
Dan, do us all a favor. Quiet that mouth there.
Yeah, anything's on the board really with your accent.
Well, I got to tell you this right now. It is what you said. Her name is Serenade.
Serenade.
And I call her Queen of the Coop.
Queen of the Coop.
Personally,
Yes,
that's
yes.
something that I called her. If you look here at this chicken, you would say that's the Queen of the Coop. Everyone I bring on, whether it's Snowmo, whether it's Lars, whether it is Mickey,
You
they
know
come
that chickens, hens, they have to be female, right?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm
All
a
right.
farmer.
Okay.
Whoever I bring in town, whether it's
Nomo
Sean,
or Lars or Chuck, any of them.
yes, they all say there's Queen,
There's the Queen of the Coop.
But my hands were tied. I named her Serenade before I realized her potential.
You think Serenade's a bad name?
She should be Queenie.
Queenie.
But my hands are tied.
Do you think Serenade's proud of this or no?
Oh, I think she's real proud, yeah.
Okay. Real
Proud of the show?
proud of this award.
Oh, yeah.
Chicken of the Week.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
One more?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Can I ask you this real quick? Yeah.
Yeah, man, go for it.
Is it gonna be is it gonna be trophy or medal?
Certificate.
It's
Certificate, not trophy, not medal.
I
Certificate.
don't think you put the Palmer thought into this here.
We've gone full by you. I don't even know if this is
I
okay.
don't think you've brought this. I don't think you've thought about it. Because if I put a certificate in coop, there's gonna be poop everywhere.
I think it's meant to hang on a refrigerator or maybe.
They don't have refrigerators, dummy. If
They've been put
you've
in-
been to a farm,
Maybe you
how
just
many
you got a
coops
you got a
walk
nail
in?
gun. You got a nail gun, farmer. What's your name?
I got a
What's your
nail
name?
gun.
What's your name? Farmer what?
What?
Farmer. What's your name? What's your name?
I don't give it out. I don't give it out.
Farmer of Queenie,
That's right.
Serenade. Do you have a nail gun?
I do.
Okay, you
I
nail.
wouldn't be a proper farmer if I did not have one.
You get a frame for the certificate. You put it in the frame. You get a nail gun. You get the hanging thing out, the hanging kit out. You hang it up where the chickens
But
can't
what
fly.
about the poop?
The poop's not going to get on it if it's hanging high in the air.
Okay.
Do you think they poop
Again,
high?
your
Chickens can't
naivete-
fly.
Your naivete is showing.
Can you ask me this?
challenge
If
you.
you could pick a food to eat, would it be fish and chips, beignets, or like tacos?
Broccoli. I'm a vegetarian. May speaks to my soul. I'm watching this show.
Okay.
What's up?
Nothing. That's
What?
it.
What?
You're a vegetarian?
Meals.
This is a chicken farmer.
I do a lot of other stuff.
Okay. Okay.
I got my feet
Do you
in many
think?
fires.
Do you think? Can I talk to Brand? Do you think that Chicken of the Week has gone too far?
I don't think so.
Because we've only 2 episodes in.
Jax, you don't think it's
I think it's delightful.
learning a lot.
I think when you announced that it was Chicken of the Week, I wrongly and
we
naively
all did.
assumed it was going to be like What's Calling My Heart, and we are going to hear from listeners. But this is
Or it could have been somebody
just
that's
as good.
overly scared. That would have been a
Yeah.
good, but we did.
I
like
hear,
it.
and I just do
Shows-
want to say it's still early.
We did
So,
still early.
actual
we could
chickens is what we did.
We have so far.
I
And
love
that's
it. Who
show
knows
prep.
where it's going to go?
That's right.
But again, I think this is open.
If
It's
we
open
don't
to
keep
you emailing.
the problem is if we don't keep doing it, we've got the inbox is stacked. I mean, I'm
with
choosing
just chickens.
Yeah, it's just thousands of farmers who want their chicken to be Chicken of the Week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think they were promised a trophy.
I don't know why. I didn't promise them a trophy.
I didn't promise them a
No.
trophy. Jax.
Certificate. Did you promise them a trophy?
I didn't say anything about it. No, this is news
Sounds
to
like,
me.
Sounds like Jax did.
That sounds like Jax.
She showed up for a magic show. There was a bunch of farmers there.
You guys want to try your hand?
Yes, you can be on our new show, Chicken Sisters. Buy a drink. Buy one drink here.
I just want to welcome them in.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
glad they're with us. Farmers don't have it easy.
Oh my.
I just.
Oh
wanna-
my.
We are farmers.
Da, da, da.
Dun, 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 dun.
Thank you.
We are farmers.
I think now we've gotten into copyright. I was trying to
Yeah.
avoid it, but now we fully.
I'm sorry, Farmers Insurance, that we gave you free promotion on our program for the audio and the video. People usually have to pay big bucks for that. We did it for free. I'm sorry. We're going to be back next Friday with the 3rd episode of the Chicken Sisters, and we'll be back on Monday with
Home Alone 4.
4. That's exactly right. Until then, Merry Christmas, wish you a
Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast is produced by Aaron Shea. For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.